Thursday was a defining moment for the Republic of Kenya, where the citizens, 55 million people, had their voice outside Parliament, and 204 people, called members of Parliament, went selfishly to decide the fate of 55 million people without consulting. It was a dark day that resulted into demonstrations that the country spoke loud and clear. 2022, August, the country spoke loud and clear that it is William Ruto and it is not Raila Odinga. The country again spoke very clearly on Thursday that it is not the finance bill, because that is not the country. The will of the people was demonstrated by the type of demonstrations that went around the whole country. It went up to Sugoi. The new generation, called the Gen Z, who have never bothered into the affairs of this country, came out in millions. Those ones that were on the streets were only 5% of those ones who are demonstrating at home, those ones who are demonstrating in schools, those ones who are demonstrating in hospitals, those ones who are demonstrating with their keyboard or their smartphones. That message is loud and clear. I'm addressing this from the seat of the West Mogrango constituency, where the Member of Parliament, Honorable Steve Mugaka, we gave him a clear message that if you represent 88,000 registered voters of West Mogrango, all the 88,000 have told you they want a no, and he had to comply. We have seen those ones who didn't listen to their constituents. Coffins are being carried to their places. We have seen the type of noise coming. It shows clearly that the leadership of President William Ruto and his advisors are living in heaven. Kweli mambo ni matatu, as the president said. Ya tatu ni kwamba utasafirishwa kwenda mbinguni. Now the government has been taken to heaven because it is not listening to the will of the people. The finance bill is on the second stage. We have the third, fourth, fifth stages before the president assents to it. Massive demonstrations have been called on the coming Tuesday. Now, we are also supporting the Gen Z that we will also join the demonstrations. I myself, Danstan Omari, will be carrying placards. I will join the demonstration because the people from West Mogrango, the Kenyans I represent in court, the citizens of this country cannot, shall not, and will not accept dictatorial tendencies. We know very well those ones who voted yes were bought. They were bribed by taxpayers' money. That was not their wish. The wish of Kenyans and the wish of everybody is that the government must listen to what the citizens are saying. The government is a creature of the voters. The voters have spoken. This is the second time the voters have spoken. When Parliament went round doing public participation, not even one citizen supported the finance bill. The participation of citizens was ignored. Out of dictatorial and authoritative tendencies of government, it just went ahead to publish the bill. This time, the government has been cornered, and this time, we urge every Kenyan in the Republic of Kenya urge everybody who is a Kenyan outside the Republic of Kenya, in the diaspora, to join the struggle. This is the struggle for the fourth liberation of this country. The first liberation was done by Jomo Kenyatta and Jaramogi Oginga's team. The second liberation was done by the Young Turks, Paul Muite, Orengo, Kibaki, and the others. The third generation was the third liberation of coming into the constitutional dispensation of 2010. Now this is the fourth liberation, the economic liberation, led by our own children, led by our own grandchildren, led by not the political class, but by the citizens themselves. This is a complete new issue, and I totally agree with the Prime Cabinet Secretary, Musalia Mudavadi, who has put it very clearly that it is no longer a referendum to remove a government from office. Constitutionally, we should remove a government by a referendum. Now we have a new form of a demonstration against the finance bill. And once the finance bill goes, then the legitimacy of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, comes to an end. That is how grave the situation is. Because those ones who know history, the Russian Republic was a state of very many states. They never listened. The leadership never listened to the people. The people stormed into parliament, what is called the Knesset, removed occupied parliament, and after they occupied parliament, they installed Boris Yeltsin as the leader of Russia. Out of it, we have very many states that came out of Russia. You cannot force people who pay taxes. This is their country. The people have told you, show us the money. Where is the money that has been collected for 2 years? That is a very hard question for His Excellency and his team. President Ruto and his team have collected so far 10 times what Kibaki collected in 10 years. In 2 years, they have collected 10 times. They have collected 20 times in 2 years what President Uhuru Kenyatta collected in 10 years. Where is that money? Show me the taxes here in Nyamira. Show me the taxes of any road that has been built here in West Mugrango constituency. Show us any new medicine that has come to Nyamira Referral Hospital. Show us how many children have gone to school more in terms of bursary than they used to go under Uhuru Kenyatta. And yet, the collections of 2 years is massive. The government has borrowed more than any government has ever borrowed. The campaign was, we will not borrow from donors. We will not borrow from local banks. Kenya has borrowed heavily. Show us what that borrowing reflects, other than new expensive belts, new expensive watches, new expensive cars, consumption. Not government consumption, individual consumption. This is a resistance that has come, that has never happened anywhere in the whole world. All the media of the whole world are getting the new resistance coming without violence. Article 1 of the Constitution says, we the people are the sovereign. And the people have spoken loud and clear through our children. We demand, and we are not going to relent. Kenyans have spoken, and this is heko kwa wale vijana wa miaka michache ambao wamejitolea kufa vile akina Kenyatta walijitolea kufa kukomboa taifa letu kutoka minyororo ya wabeberu. Wakaja wale vijana waliopigania ukombozi wakiwa mawakili wadogo, wakakomboa taifa kutoka minyororo ya rais mstaafu Moi. Kukaja katiba mpya, wengi walijitolea kafara, wakamwaga damu yao, kisha tukapata katiba. Sasa vijana wetu, watoto wetu wamejitolea kupigwa risasi, wamejitolea kupigwa tear gas ili kupigania ukombozi wa taifa wa mara 4 ambao tumejitolea. Na nimesema mimi kama wakili nitajitolea. Siku ya Jumanne tutakuwa katika yale maandamano, tutafuata ile taratibu, na naomba kila mtu, taifa zima, watu wasimame ili tuweze kuona yule ambaye anasema ana nguvu za kikatiba za kuongoza taifa, na wale ambao walimpa zile nguvu wamesema hawataki finance bill. Kwa hivyo ile